little bit of pressure off their shoulders.
That's
obviously
good.
they don't have to worry about varying anything on attack and getting over anything crazy that DarkZero may try to do to throw them off at the beginning on defense potentially. But we'll see the Capital ban being the first one thrown out by Parallax. That making sense. Obviously, Capital's utility speaks for itself in the ease of access that it gives attackers and clearing out, hard-held players behind angles they can't otherwise access and things of that nature. But DarkZero coming in with the interesting one. They are on attack. Okay. They're going to ban out Thermite.
All right, so Capital being banned, we saw Capital, like you said, he's definitely used in destroying this whole bandit tricking phase that's coming up. But Maverick not being banned and Thermite being banned in his spot, that's going to be fun to watch. Mirror banned as well. That's interesting, but now I expect an Echo ban. And are we going to get it? There we have it. Echo being banned. I mean, Maestro is going to be in play. He's going to be extremely important, especially in Garage. And the Evil Eye placements are going to be everything for both of these rosters.
I think the Thermite ban is going to be pretty interesting because it's basically going to put pressure on Parallax to be able to use Hibana properly here now, to be able to get access, especially to Cache and CCTV, but this point extends over to Gym and Bedroom a little bit too. Obviously, the hole is not going to be as wide open as the Thermite explosive would be, so it's going to be a little bit more awkward to try and push an entire team in through those holes as you would often do on Cache or CCTV. So considering that, that is actually going to throw them off potentially a little bit if they're not prepared for that.
Mint was on Hibana and then switched to Montaigne. And now he's switching to Hibana. Okay.
Yeah.
Mint faked me out. I think he faked himself out. So another interesting point. Thermite's gone. Maverick takes a while to get rid of the hatches. Get through the hatches. Hibana as well. She's the slowest hard breacher in the game.
Yep.
Next to Maverick. Even though Maverick has no counter, it does take a lot of time. So one thing that Parallax Gaming can actually use to their advantage is the fact that it's going to take longer for them to get through these walls.
It's going to take longer for them to get through. The good news is, though, is trying to counter any tricking capability or anything like that from the defenders is going to be a lot easier because they have Maverick in play. Obviously, you can just open up the hole generally where you would put one of those batteries or, a Cade Spike or something like that, one of the electric claws, and you can pretty easily get rid of those. So we're going to see the usual reinforcements put downstairs here, one going down the 90 hall to prevent anyone from swinging in there real quickly if they can't get the kitchen hatch open, as well as the two on Church to prevent any immediate push down the main stairs.
Yes, another thing to point out, Parallax Gaming, they made 2 roster changes, by the way. Glomo isn't the only new guy. It's going to be also Shrines from the last time we saw this roster on this stage. And Glomo, he's going to show us what he's all about, donning Valkyrie. So he's going to have an extremely important role. And talking about Intel, Maestro's going to be in play from Cry Magic. Cry Magic, he had really good moments in the past as well. So I trust him on Maestro. I trust him to do big things for this team.
The individuals on the roster have actually pretty good history here on USN, and we've seen them do really good stuff. It's not the doubting of the individuals. It's, again, that lack of more high-tiered experience for them that's going to ultimately put them behind compared to, obviously, the advantage that DarkZero has in this department. And we'll see how that goes as Hyper is going to be able to strike first, catching Bravo Dog blind as he knocks him out and brings us into a 5v4 to start the game off.
Yeah, Bravo Dog was worried about the drone. He was trying to get rid of the drone, and as he was swinging wide towards the door with the shotgun, Hyper was able to get the nice first frag on this team, which is really lucky for him because up close and personal is Zofia. You're supposed to lose against that shotgun, but no shots were fired. Was able to get the clean shot, and there you have it.
Not the end of the world for the Mute to go down this early, as more than likely all of his utility is deployed, which is why you see the Mute specifically play a bit more aggressively compared to a Smoke, who has to use his utility late round. Blarn, as you can see, is having to fend off against Hot and Cold, who's going to try to breach in. There's no real way for Blarn to counter this, though, so he's going to end up just backing away into Church.
And actually, another counter that Blarn was actually looking for is a blowtorch is being used by Maverick. You can go ahead and get a headshot or a body shot to take away some health. Now, speaking of health going away, Nyx is currently sitting at about 10 HP at the moment, so he has to be very careful, especially on Jackal. He'll be able to sniff out some footsteps, and Glomo kicking things up with the late little refrag, able to get a kill off. So it's going to be a 4v4 now with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go.
Up 4 versus 4 now is where we're going to end up in here. There's actually quite a bit of hatch work has already been done here too by DarkZero. They're making great progress. We're still 1 minute left in this round, which is a decent amount of time for anyone who might be newer to Siege. You really only have to start worrying about stressing for time when you go below the 40-second mark on
about
most
20
maps.
seconds or so.
Yeah.
That's
when you have to go in. Mint's going to start the execute off, though. Manages to pick up one for himself before going down. A continuous trade. He's going to go back and forth between the teams, however, to bring us into a 2 versus 2. And now we end up with both the Jackal along with the Maverick alive for the attackers. The Valkyrie, and most importantly, the Maestro, still up and standing strong for Parallax. Crymagic can still do a lot of work with this operator late in the round.
But you know what? It's the new guy Shrines that really stepped up and earned his keep. Getting 2 kills with Jaeger, that's exactly what the team needs you for. But now, time will be stressed. 20 seconds left to go. Evil Eye still in place and the blowtorch being used. Oh, if he doesn't hear it, I think he heard it. He could have been able to, he was able to sneak off a shot or so, but Glomo gets the headshot on Nyx. And there you have it, Parallax Gaming picks up the first round on defense, with Crymagic getting the final kill on Hot and Cold.
Crymagic having to go searching a little bit there for that last kill, but he does eventually find his mark on the Alda, as you'll see the replay on that once more. But that's indeed Parallax starting off a successful basement defense, and they take the edge now 1-0 over DarkZero, moving into Gym instead of the usual second site of Cash and CCTV, just on the other side. A very similar site, though, in the way that it's played.
By the way, I just got a message from Parallax Gaming saying that it's actually Glamoji. So, you know what? Yeah. So what we saw on the roster screen is actually Glamoji. So I'm gonna stop calling.
I caught the
Glomo.
Glamoji when we got him in game. Yeah.
Okay.
Glamoji makes a lot more sense now that we've been able to read it out.
There's so many names and all, it just gets confusing. But, you know, we're gonna go to Gym and Bedroom. We're not going to CCTV just yet, and this has been basically what we've seen so far on Clubhouse. We start down low, we go straight to Gym and Bedroom, and then CCTV. A lot of other people, you know, we would like to think that CCTV is a very common site, but we've seen them move away from that earlier on in the game. We usually do not see that until the 3rd or 4th round.
We're going to end up moving into this site now. Parallax, of course, is playing it nice and patient on that previous round for basement. Didn't really try to extend out, except for their mute, who we saw Bravo Dog going down relatively early in the round. And that curtailed any extra aggression. Even what Bravo Dog was doing was relatively standard for the basement site. So it's looking like Parallax is playing, at the moment, for the basement site, a pretty straightforward game. And from the looks of the way that they're reinforcing things over here towards construction and the rest of the site, it's looking like they're going to keep things pretty much the same, moving on to Gym Bedroom here.
So a little bit of slaying power being taken away, and extra intel with Valkyrie off the board. Shrine, who we saw do extremely well with Jaeger last round with the 2K, he's going to switch over to Castle, and the Jaeger's going to be with Glamoji this time around. So Glamoji, you did good last round. Let's go ahead and pick things back up. But Crymagic, actually, he was saved by an angel, hiding behind bar as Maestro. We saw the blowtorch come into play with Maverick trying to get that kill, and he was still able to stay alive and get away from danger. You know, hearing Maverick with the blowtorch hose takes a lot of concentration sometimes. It catches you off guard. And, you know, you get picked off with a headshot or whatever, and you're like, how did I die? He's very lucky that he was able to get away from that.
Lucky indeed. And for the rest of DarkZero, now on their second attempt to run this, they're going to start working their way in. They're going to punch their way in through the eastern balcony here, which will work their way into Cash, and they can start pushing through construction. If you saw the setup phase, though, Parallax do and should continue to have a good amount of players set up in that area. As such, it'll be a while before he's able to fully push in and try to delay any of this. Maverick now going to start opening up the bottom of the hatch here, but a little bit of vision given over to Blar, and he's going to actually chip quite a bit of damage off onto Hot and Cold. There's 75 HP gone from him now.
Yeah, that's the downfall from having Thermite banned. You're so vulnerable whenever you're using Maverick in that blowtorch. And you saw that one shot from the TCSG-12, it was able to take off about 70 to 80 HP. He's lucky he got away with his life, but you know he's not going to test that again with Habana opening the way.
Is this even going to be enough for these guys to crawl in? Because they did reinforce the second bathroom wall, but
this isn't,
nope,
yeah.
they're not getting in on that.
Oh, it's so
There's a little bit at the bottom, I think, that's going to stop them from getting in, so.
Now he has to waste his second charge from Habana, so now he has one.
Doesn't have any left. That was the last one, I think.
Oh, that's it?
No. Okay, they had one more. Okay, they were able to use that one.
That is the ugly.
Oh, that's still not going to work. You can't get in on that, I don't think.
That's so terrible. But Bravo, he's going to go ahead and, BC, who we know so well for his C4 placements, he's going to die to one of the weapons that he's known for.
So the good thing with that, too, is I believe we had Blarn or another one of the members of Parallax able to try and delay that a little bit further because they had the ability to toss nades over the top in front bathroom there. So now we are going to see the Evil Eye chip off a little bit of damage. Nothing significant will come from this, but it's great intel being thrown onto them. Hot and Cold is actually going to be able to strike next, but Shrines trades it right back, and Glamoji also able to find Mint. It's falling apart very quickly here for DZ, although Hyper finds a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, but Hot and Cold also went down, so it's all on Hyper now in a 1v3.
Yeah, Bravo Dog had an opportunity for a 2K, but you know what? He hesitated just shortly when the Evil Eye was going ahead and zapping players coming in front of bathroom. But 10 seconds left to go. Emoji currently in a gunfight. He's going to run away and save his life. Cry Magic around the corner from securing the kill. But 5 seconds left to go. It's looking really tough for DarkZero. And yeah, the objective isn't going down. It's not captured. And Parallax is going to be up 2-0 already. This is the benefit from starting off on defense on Clubhouse.
Yep, a good run here so far from Parallax. They even get sort of an offsite for the second round, so more than likely are going to shift over towards Cash and CCTV for this final round. Be very surprised, of course, we went to the other site, but as we might expect, we're not going to get that. We are going to go to the third normal point on their site triangle here as they try to close out with a solid 3-0 to start this. Looking good right now from Parallax. Great wall denial capability. A little bit of an over-focus on it, unfortunately, from DarkZero, and then they just didn't have anything else. They did have players moving in towards Cash, but we never really saw much come from that. Throughout the course of the rounds. I don't know if they ended up pulling away from that or someone died in the process of pushing it, but we're never really able to use another angle and got kind of, tunnel vision a little bit on trying to move in from balcony, and as a result of that, just a little bit of denial from Parallax there did the job.
It's pretty unfortunate for DarkZero because the first round, they did extremely well getting the entry frag, but unable to capitalize after that as Parallax Gaming were able to slay their way out. The second round, botched hard breaches. Botched hard breaches, and that was so hard to watch. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to my favorite site. It's going to be CCTV and Cash. So Maverick is going to be so much more successful on this site, or he should be. But with the Jackal in play from Nyx, I want to see him hunt down roamers who shouldn't be that big of a deal because you already know where people are going to be on this setup on defense. DarkZero, we need to see more. Parallax Gaming looking to cause the upset once more.
Out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
All right, so here we go. Once again, DarkZero. Almost halfway through the first half of the game here now. DarkZero yet to find any impact here on the attack. Coming close to winning that basement round, but they're on our second site. Unfortunately, not making the mark that they needed to, so now we have to hope that they can find something a little bit better here on Cash and CCTV to try and put their first round on the board. Otherwise, it's going to end up being a very one-sided half for Parallax as they're allowed to run those 3 sites a second time. Of course, we've got Maverick trying to punch his way in. This is going to send Bravo Dog away relatively quickly into a new position as he just can't contest against that.
You know what I love to do whenever that happens? In a ranked, I'll love to put an Evil on the floor right there, so whenever Maverick does that, I'm just able to zap feet nonstop. Oh, it's so fun. But the EMP is going out and just complete team effort coming from DarkZero Esports. They're going to have to be flawless if time is on their mind, and they're doing extremely well this time around. So, with the hard breach basically destroyed, all it takes is Sophia to go ahead and get rid of that wall, and CCTV is opened right up. There you have it.
So the soft breach, and that'll get the job done, and we'll be good to see DarkZero commit to their push. Again, they're finding this wall open a lot earlier in the round than they need to, which is great, because it's going to leave them with a lot of excess time. They had the same thing going for them, however, back in the first round, and they were never really able to leverage that properly, and still ended up having to execute with minimal time left at the end of the day. Shrines tosses out. Nitro Cell is not going to connect, though, so everyone stays alive for the time being.
Shrines' reaction on that was slower than my metabolism, but you know what? He's still alive. He still has a cardiac sensor, so spreading out that intel is going to be valuable. Jackal is in construction, looking for people currently in Cash, but he's not able to see the main roamer, who's going to be Shrine. Shrine needs to be the playmaker that this team needs, and with Habana opening things up in the Cash, this is going to get deadly. Now that we're pushing a minute mark, you see a player currently in lounge, and Shrine still giving out some intel, turning the corner. Oh no! Nyx pops Cry Magic, but Barn is right there to get the refrag.
They knew he was there too. That was the ping that they had from their pulse, so unfortunately that's going to be a huge wasted opportunity for a kill. Only serves to even things out now into a 4v4. 50 seconds left though. DarkZero with Mint finding the most recent kill. They're definitely going to be antagonized to try and push forward here relatively soon. They've almost got the advantage that they need to be able to do this. Blarn is going to be able to strike next over, keeping Parallax in this fight. Blarn rips apart PC, tries to go for another one, but gets caught moving, so Hot and Cold will take him out. Down to only 2 for each team here now as we enter the last 30 seconds of the round. And finally, DarkZero working their way and doing some great damage to Shrines, so they don't realize yet. Now trying to wrap around, they'll finish him off with a pistol. It's down to only Glamoji to clutch this out.
Wallbangs in the buddy system is working out for DarkZero. The objective is currently going down. Oh my gosh, and Cashy's all alone. Glamoji unable to win a 1v1, and DarkZero, they're going to go ahead and win their first round here on attack. That's exactly what they needed. You know what? That wallbang coming in from Cash is exactly what won DarkZero that gunfight. Shout out to Hot and Cold for playing that game perfectly. I was starting to wonder, okay, when is DarkZero going to actually start kicking things up? You know, this team, they're known for their intel. They're known for playing as a complete unit and just being flawless. And we saw it that round. It got pretty close. Great effort coming in from Blarn, but you know what? DarkZero, they weren't having it. Nice win.
Regardless, though, for Parallax, that loss on that site now means that they can start to open up some of the original ones. They're going to go back downstairs into the basement. They had great work just playing at default and cleared that out against the DarkZero push. So now we have to see what DarkZero is looking to change up, moving into their second attempt on this. Remember, again, hard breach is a little bit limited here. They have to bring both Hibana and Maverick into the play in order to get, most importantly, the hatches open, but you also have that one wall on the inside of Church that's also very important for attackers to get open, especially if they go for that standard attack down the main stairs.
All right. Let's see what's going to happen here on round number 4. We're going right back down to base, and Parallax Gaming were pretty much flawless into that CCTV hold. But you know what? I really love their defense down here. They really stalled DarkZero as much as possible with minimal roaming presence. They were able to slay out whenever DarkZero tried to step foot in the site with great presence, not only from Church, but also Blue. But let's see if they can go ahead and snatch up yet another round and keep DarkZero at a minimum of 1 win here on attack before the roles change after 6 rounds.
Activating camera.
So the last camera's getting tossed out there by Michael Emoji as he works his way back into position here now. He will try to use the camera. We'll see if any opportunity for a kill is going to present itself, but that's also going to rely on DarkZero being a little bit more gung-ho and pushing themselves into garage that early in the round, which I don't think we'll end up seeing.
You know what, Blue? The one thing about DarkZero that really grabs me, despite their recent struggles here at the last few lands that they've played at and whatnot, you have some really good individual players on this roster. BC, he is a total unit, and he is just so unpredictable. You have players like Nyx and Mint that can take over a game, but it's all about, can they catch heat all at the same time? That's the DarkZero that we love to see, but I feel like we haven't seen the best of them yet. We've seen glimpses here and there, but it's all a sample size. I want to see this team come together as a complete unit and just take over. We've seen what they're capable of in Pro League, but why can't we see that all the time like the other top teams in the game? But Hyper currently moving in, and Bravo Dog is going to get the first blood. Mint is going to be out the game.
That's Hibana going down too, so any hard breach capability that had gone unused, I would reckon a good amount of it still going unused, is now going to be unavailable here. Hot and Cold, the Drone Man, apparently, as he's still rolling with both of his. He's trying to work for some intel here. Now he'll be the sole hard breacher to pop open these hatches and try to give his team a little bit of room to work with. As Hibana is long gone from this one, as the team is now in a 5v4. A minute and a half left here, so DarkZero is certainly not on as good of a path as they were in their previous map. They already had pretty much everything open by this point in the round last time. It's looking good for Parallax to potentially hold and pick up a 3rd round if they continue the way they're doing now, which they're not doing much, to be honest. They're kind of just sitting back and holding the default angles, and DarkZero's been unable to deal with that so far.
Yeah, hatch is currently being opened up, most recently the blue hatch, and you have Jaeger there all alone shrines, but he still has support far away coming in from Armory. So if anybody happens to drop down, it's going to be an instant kill. So whoever was there over near blue steps, I want to see him move in and try to make a difference. Hyper, getting rid of a few mute jammers, and with Hibana gone, they're going to be unable to open up the hatch, the bottom part of the wall behind Bar and Church. Behind Code, he's looking hot right now, able to take out Cry Magic. 44 seconds left to go. It's going to be all about the move right now. They're going to slowly move in and work off of that recent frag.
Cry missed the push into tunnel completely, so he goes down with his back shown to his enemy, and that puts us into a 4v4. 30 seconds left, though, and DarkZero is going to have to push the envelope from multiple stretches here and have to hope that it works out, which right now it's doing great. Hyper and Hot and Cold both picking up kills. The plant going down in the back of Arsenal now. The players from Church attempting to rotate over to the other site. We're going to see a C4 tossed through on the Nyx in blue, but it won't find connection. Nyx had an angle, but no. Blarn continues to get the better of players from DarkZero in these 1v1 situations. Brings Parallax back to the game, but only slightly at a 2v3 as the plant's gone down, and there's no sign of any real retake showing up here from Parallax.
And the scariest player on the game right now, is going to be Blarn with the TCSG. We've seen him frag absolutely out. But Han Code able to miss a shot with a little bit of pre-fire and able to land. Hyper getting the 2K, and DarkZero will win their 2nd round here on attack. They're starting to heat up with BC getting the final kill. You know what I really love to see from DarkZero? So usually when we watch teams play, we see them one by one try to pick up a kill and whatnot when it comes to entering site. DarkZero, kind of reminiscent from what we saw from G2 on Clubhouse back in Raleigh. They all attacked at the same time, coming into blue and also from tunnel, getting 2 kills on the way. Thank you to Han Code finally picking things up. That was a winning effort from him.
Yeah, without the successful tunnel push, that probably would have gone the opposite direction.
It would have.
Parallax probably shuts that down the second they try to do drop hatches, which I think was going to be the plan from DZ. They had, I think, I'm pretty sure they had Memorial hatch open, and they had the one going into blue. Besides that, they never got kitchen open because Hibana died so early, and just had really limited angles to work with there. So really big props on Hot and Cold to be able to work his way through like that, and a big mark against Parallax for just not having that watch. Their Maestro there, unfortunately, just getting shot in the back. Certainly not the plan they wanted to have happen, so Crymagic will certainly have to keep an eye on that now going into future rounds.
Now we're going to go right back down to Armory and Church. Let's see if Parallax Gaming can learn from their mistakes. Take a look at the stats, Hot and Cold. I'm just going to call him Hot. That man is going off right now. Barn has had big plays, but it's still not enough. Hot and Cold took over the last round. DarkZero, they're looking more as a team. And you know what? I don't think they're going to slow down anytime soon, but this is still a neck-and-neck battle. Parallax Gaming, so taking a look at the stats of this map, the win rate, you know, it's all on the situation and whatnot. But Parallax Gaming now split on defense with DarkZero while they're on attack. This is so important that they win the next 2 rounds, in my opinion. As history shows us, it's easier to play on defense than attack, even though we have seen the opposite commonly throughout the entirety of this game. But Parallax still, they need to stop DarkZero from starting to heat up, because this is starting to be a scary version of DZ.
I agree with you completely here. We end up in a 3-3 situation, or even a 4-2 for DarkZero. Things are going to be very bad for Parallax going into the second half. So we'll have to hope that Parallax can piece things back together quickly as they go for their 3rd basement defense, 2nd in a row here after DarkZero won their first one in the previous round. We've already got DarkZero out onto the boards, though, and quite a few of them already on the inside of the building. Since Parallax are not playing any roam game here whatsoever for the basement site, DarkZero have their way. They can walk right in with pretty much no fear whatsoever and start to work on these hatches with plenty of extra time.
Yeah, I would say the difference between the wins between both teams is that Parallax Gaming, we've seen more individual play come in for their success. We've seen 3 Ks that led them to a win, while DarkZero, they play as a complete unit. Now, Parallax Gaming, they're going to have to stop getting the silly early frags they have to get away from, and they're not able to refrag as often as DarkZero are. But Blarn throwing up a C4 Nitro Cell, unable to connect, and that's going to be wasted utility. That sucks.
Not going to connect. Hyper's still running his way over to Oil Pit, potentially looking for maybe a push from here. He's trying to see if he can get anyone to peek it and get some better intel to play off of, but that info is not really being presented to him. So it's all going to stay slow here for now on DarkZero as they once again look for the appropriate angle to use to try and get their way in here. Got the jammer on top of the kitchen hatch, so no easy way to get past that, unfortunately. Once again, this means that access for the large part of this round is going to be denied here to DarkZero. They'll need that 3rd angle to try and push in from somewhere else here. They found it in the tunnels in the last round, thankfully due to Hot and Cold committing to a push there, but that's not going to be anywhere near as easy to do 2 times in a row.
Great drone places, which is what DZ is definitely known for. They're able to call out intel with Jacqueline in play. He's able to sniff out the footsteps, and you see the red ping that's going to be there for a while. And with Jaeger currently called out, this is where DarkZero can go in for the attack. You see a smoke grenade currently go down, and I wonder what Nyx has up his sleeve, especially with Hyper going in with him.
A great bait if it works. Unfortunately, it's not forcing players out like they would have hoped it would, and Shrines just knocks out Hyper as he tries to push down Oil Pit. Same fate potentially going to be met by Nyx here as he tries to go for the pit drop down. That will not play out well for him at all. Down into a 3v5 now. Parallax still holding all 5 players up and running at this point. Hot and Cold able to find a nice pick against Cry, but he still has another player in blue to worry about. Thankfully, it's one that he already lit up. Shrines got dropped down to about 5 HP by him a couple seconds ago. Hibana's still trying to work for an opening in Church. There's only 15 seconds left. They're pinching on them so aggressively. DarkZero don't have any room to work with here, and even worse, they're not getting kills when opportunities be presented.
No.
Never mind, scratch that 3 in a row all of a sudden from DZ, and now it's all on Bravodog, but if he can stay quiet here, might be able to hold it, but no, the plant's going to end up going down. He has to fight back against this. There we go, plant confirms. Somehow DZ have brought this back, and now it's Bravodog that's in an awkward spot.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be all up to Bravodog. Can he make the play? But it's very unlikely. The SMG-11 is not enough for these long-range fights. And Hot and Cold is on fire right now, getting the last kill. You know what? DarkZero, it scared me. That failed 2v1 attempt over in blue. I thought the round was over with. But Parallax Gaming started to lose these gunfights that were off-screen. DarkZero picked things up. And behind Hot and Cold, man, they can't be stopped. Like you said, if this goes into a 4-2 situation, Parallax Gaming, you might as well just let go of the keyboard. Just let the game play out, because if this team catches fire, they're going to be really hard to stop.
You have to wonder how those duels even happened that late into the round, as it seemed like Parallax was able to just kind of sit back and let timer run down at that point as well. So I don't really, obviously it all happened really quickly, so we don't know how each one of those ended up happening, but either DZ was able to successfully force the envelope and got Parallax at a cover, as they'd been looking to do for the past 2 minutes at that point, or Parallax took the duel, in which case it was a huge mistake on their part 3 times in a row.
Protect your bombs.
So this is where Trap Operator probably would have helped them with that late push coming in from 10 seconds left to go. Parallax Gaming, up in numbers. All they had to do was just stay alive. Stay alive. Back up. Don't challenge the gunfights. The gunfights were forced, and DZ was on top, and Hot and Cold currently 9-1.
Hot and hot.
The producer is going to be in our ears probably in the next 5 minutes saying, hey, Belly Blue, who's your MVP? And, I mean...
We'll take the guy's +8.
That's exactly who we're going to be picking. So this is going to be the last round that Parallax Gaming will be on defense. Still, close game. It can go either way. Just because you're on defense doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win. So we're going to keep this in mind after this round. Parallax, show us more, please. We need it.
Yep, because it's still very possible, and in theory, DarkZero serves some of these same issues going into the second half. So we'll see. DarkZero, of course, we do expect them to be a little bit more drilled in those situations and able to close out on defense, but that's more going to be up to Parallax now they play their attacking side, which we'll be figuring that out right after this round when we switch. So let's see how exactly Parallax is going to handle this last defense that they're going to put up in Gym Bedroom.
So, with Mirror Band, defending hallway leading into Master Bedroom is going to be a little bit harder, because Mirror used to sit there with a C4, used to be able to stop people, not this time around. So a little bit of drone work going into CCTV and cache. You see the mute jammers currently in effect. So DarkZero, this is going to be the secondary drone phase. They're going to get rid of all the roamers, push them into a box towards Master Bedroom and also Gym, and then they'll go for the kills. But Hyper, he's going into enemy territory. To his right, he's going to see one player in cache and one more in construction. Oh my God. Bravo. With a nice nitro placement, taking out Hyper.
Bait and switch as well with the camera, make it to stand still for a few seconds, and that's all the pulse needed there to be able to, actually not even a pulse, just a castle, I think, to be able to move in and pick up that frag. So good stuff once again from Parallax. Be able to find that frag early on here, and most importantly, knock out the Zofia, taking away the soft breach capability, which would have been useful here, along with the stun capability going in a late round. Oh, Hot and Cold, almost having himself yet another angle, but instead it's going to be Cryo Magic that strikes once again for Parallax to find their second kill, knocking out their Thatcher.
And magic happened and was exactly what Parallax needed. Now up by 2 players. DarkZero, they're fighting from behind. Minute and 20 seconds left to go. Enough time to go ahead and get some quality picks here to try to even the odds. Still, no need to rush. You know exactly where everyone is, and you're boxed in around the site, but with Jackal going down is looking unlikely. Glomo able to get the headshot on Nyx, and there you have it. Cry Magic with the double kill. It's going to be a 1v5.
Gave Hot and Cold a tiny little angle there, but not enough to be able to strike back as he was hopping out the window. Mint is all that's left here now for DZ. Nice response on the Cry. Gotta find 4 more of those. That's gonna be the problem, including one as he hops out right here. Hasn't noticed the player on the right. Amazed he didn't get killed on the cross. Whoever's there for Parallax missed it, but either way, still a 1v4, still a very unwinnable situation here for Mint. Speaks. Oh, this is picking players. Oh, no! Mint, you cannot do this! He's got easy access to Gym now. He can plan in Gym.
Mint, you get the ace, I'm going crazy. A little bit of drone work now. 30 seconds left to go. Might not seem like enough time for him, but that is all Mint needs. Go ahead and make this clutch happen. I wonder if the buddy system is going to work out for Parallax Gaming, because Glamoji under Jaeger is going to have the most firepower on this defending side, but he only has a slither of HP. But turn his corner. Oh, no, he can do it! He never can do it! Quad kill and the ace! Mint able to clutch it out in a 1v5! Parallax, good night! Oh my God!
Absolute GOAT, as we see Hot and Cold putting in the chat. Even the man has been ripping it up throughout the rest of this game is given the respect over, as Mint 1v5s Parallax to pick up the 4th round for DZ.
I'm done. Listen, it's like 3 a.m. My heart's pounding. I didn't expect that to happen. Mint, you just made my entire night. It's going to be hard to top that ace. Such a nice clutch. Taking his time with the nice pre-fire, able to get headshots, following up, killing players that are prone and all in bathroom and by Master Bedroom. He played that so perfect. Parallax Gaming, I'm upset.
That's one of those runs where you'd love
I'm
to hear.
upset.
That's one of those runs where you'd love to hear the comms actually too, because from what we could see, DZ, like, I'm pretty sure had pretty good drone set up for the most part there too. So there was probably really good info also coming from his teammates on that one, and it's a large part in how he pulled it off. But beyond any like teammate cooperation aspect of this, amazing situational awareness. He knew exactly where the peaks were going to come from every single time, and pretty much really good aim placement too on that one. Headshots, I think, for at least 4 of those.
And know what the key is? So in situations where you have to clutch it, there's so many times where I watch scrims and big games, and people are crowding the microphone and they're backseat gaming, and the player that's left alive, he's panicking, he's rushing, he's hesitating with the shots. No, he kept his cool that entire time. There wasn't one time I saw him hesitate. There wasn't one time I saw him overly rush the scenario. He took his time. The pre-fires were able to get the wall bangs and whatnot. And that was such a great clutch. So unfortunate for Parallax Gaming. That we should be at a 3-3 right now, but DarkZero, this is why they're a professional team. That was rough. That was extremely rough for Parallax, but DarkZero, I almost cursed. That was amazing. That was great.
All right,
wow.
Guys. Well, let's see if Parallax is.
I love Siege.
Well, let's see if Parallax is going to be able to bounce back from that very unfortunate turn of events for them and try to bring this game back under their control. Remember, it's only best of 1s at USN, so there will not be a chance for redemption for Parallax on a second map here. They drop this one, they got to go all the way back to the start of the tournament in about 2 days' time and try once again. And it'll be DarkZero that move forward. Maybe a spot to be claimed for them in the East Coast qualifiers earlier in the season this time, or the stage.
Whew. All right, let's slow things down now. I'm still hype. I'm still high off of that last play. But BC, he is using his most iconic operator, in my opinion at least, is going to be Pulse. He's so good with him. Able to call out intel, able to know exactly where the attacking players are, and his nitro cell placement is second to none. I expect him to be a huge playmaker this time around. But Crymagic, currently looking on a hatch with Maverick. He's teamed up with Habana. A pretty weird duo going on up there at that hatch, but they're able to get it open, and Blarn's going to rotate. Hopefully down main stairs to open up a bit of that hard reinforced wall right behind Bar. But still a lot of time left for both teams on the clock. Less than 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. All players still left alive.
Once again, not able to spot a whole lot at this point. Mid basically waiting for the cue from the Pulse so he can try to toss his Nitro Cell over and stop the initial push, but he's going to have to shift his own position now as the push is going to be coming in towards Memorial relatively soon. With 1 minute and 10 seconds left here, Parallax making good progress for this early on in the round. Now they approach the hard part though. This is the area where even DarkZero struggled at the beginning of this game, was getting past the church wall and into the site.
Okay, this is starting to get scary now. A shield. This is great shield placement, by the way. So in case the Habana X Kairos actually go off, so able to hide behind that shield and hold off the attackers. And BC, he's 2 steps ahead of the game. Remember, calling out all these numbers right now.
They still have multiple Nitro Cells to throw. There's a hole on top of that wall, so they can probably interrupt 1 or 2 attempts here.
All right, which G4.
There we go.
BC is so good with him! Getting the double kill! BC taking Blarn and Bravo Dog. The double B's out the game. 30 seconds left to go, and Parallax, they do not seem to have an answer right now. They do not have a footing on how to win this round. And DarkZero, they are steamrolling right over him.
The big boom from BC is going to set Parallax behind, and we do have a push attempt coming in through the tunnel from Cry, but I doubt it's going to make much of a difference at this point. May surprise to get them 1 or 2 kills here. There we go, there's 1. Unfortunately not 2, as Nyx is there to trade him out, but Shrines will be all that's left. He doesn't even have time to look through all of his angles here, as Nyx will take him out as well, and DarkZero will claim their 5th to start out the defensive half.
Goaty. These guys are goats. Like, I see nothing but just goat plays.
Cleaning it up.
Like, the 1v5, and then I had a feeling, like, when BC ripped the tape off that Nitro Cell and started beeping, I was like, damn, this is it. Yep. I thought, okay, yeah, that one guy on main stairs is going to die. I didn't know that his BFF right behind him was going to get popped as well. Kind of a delayed kill, but BC on Pulse is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And you know, he was like, everybody on Parallax had all the time in the world to get the intel that he would have tried.
Yes.
He was there, I'm pretty sure, for literally the entire round. He stood in that corner.
The drone placement, where was it at?
And they either were not able to get a drone in there, or they did, and they just didn't catch the fact that that could have happened.
Yep, and this is why Capital being banned was so important, because if Capital wasn't banned, he could have shot a bolt right up there and would have backed BC off, and that throw probably wouldn't have been as good. But you know what? New round, new life. You have to have short-term memory. CCTV and Cash. Let's see if Parallax Gaming can pick it up. Blue, what do we need to see from?
From Parallax here.
Yes, from Parallax.
I mean, we need to see them, first of all, we need to see them actually, you know, be able to take a little bit more contact. We're only working off of like one round so far that we've seen in this half, but first of all, they need to be able to take contact a little bit better. We're definitely a little bit scared to take duels, as it seemed, but after the 1v5 that we saw, like, any team is going to be a little bit timid in those respects. That's the first time we need to see from Parallax, and then we can come back to that topic a little bit later.
Wait, real quick. Marcio, can we go ahead and take a look at CCTV wall? I had no idea what they were planning to do. Okay.
Nah, they reinforced it. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, too.
All
I
right.
didn't believe that soft, but...
Sorry to cut you off. You know what? Now it's Parallax just being caught off guard with the easy frags before they even get into sight, and there's still no answer with the refrag. The refrag game is extremely weak right now.
Still reinforcing things down at Garage. He's going to throw some of his electric claws on those back walls that normally get blown up to give the attackers a secondary angle. That's what your normal go-to as attackers on this site. It's both opening up the balcony above where Bravo Dog is right now and the walls that he's about to look at right there.
A little bit of pre-fire, single taps coming in from Bravo Dog, but Kai currently hiding, just waiting for him to just pop out.
This is
They know he's
it's a little
there.
risky actually to have him here. Yeah, because he get picked off real easily just like that.
Yep. That's gonna be it. Cry Magic able to go ahead and get that kill, and of course he's gonna have the blowtorch in his hands because he's Maverick. He was the perfect counter to that play. So now Parallax Gaming, they're gonna be up one. Can he go ahead and maintain this lead? Hyper currently on blue, holding players off. I was wondering if he was trying to make that run out happen, but now that they know that he's there, the idea of the threat in him being there is definitely going to slow down the attack just a little bit, even though we still have enough time on the clock.
Trying to get hold against a bit of a random push there from Mint as he was trying to work his way in. Now the rest of the team here from DZ kind of looking lost, really split up first of all amongst all three of their players. And Hyper just not even catching the player inside of Office there. Bravo Dog's going to be able to take out Hot and Cold in the process of all this happening too. There are Shrines with a pickup on the Hyper, who we were just watching the battle of before. And everything's on BC. Gets a nice little two-piece there before he goes down.
All right.
But Glamoji is going to take him out, and that's Parallax finding their first response.
So there you have it. Parallax able to pick one up on attack. Great start, by the way. But if they can go ahead and regain that type of success with the easy early frag, then I expect them to still stay in the game. The game isn't out of reach yet. But Kite going down that early, I'm going to say it was a... You're not going to get that twice. You're not going to get that twice. So with him being out the game, especially with his utility and that strong gun that he has with the TCSG, you cannot expect that to happen again. But now we're going to go to gym and bedroom. So let's see what DarkZero's going to do here on defense.
There's a possibility that he was just like out of position there too and had to like kind of rotate back, but I personally think they did want to commit him there because they were going to try to trick the wall. So obviously that did not pan out well, and as you mentioned, we're probably not going to see him put there again.
Wait.
The failure of it.
I'm going to have some fun with the chat right now. I know the stream is kind of delayed, but when I said that Post was one of BC's most iconic operators, listen, that's my opinion, and I will fight till my last breath to say that BC is scary as hell on Post. When BC is on Post, he's guaranteed a huge play in a game-changing moment. And we saw that. I mean, you can pull up any type of VOD whenever he's on that operator. And listen, I'm down for open discussion. I love you guys, man. I love these type of talks. BC, like you guys saying, yes, Mira, Buck, yeah, he's great on them. But to me, his playmaking ability and just huge plays that he makes on post just, like, it's undeniable. It's undeniable. Mr. Clean is unstoppable on post. But yeah, back to the game. I love you guys, man. Let's go.
Meanwhile, we got Parallax out on the field once again here, looking to make their next run for attack. And obviously we'll be on a different site this time. DarkZero will not make another attempt at Cash and CCTV after the way things went in the previous round. They'll try Gym Bedroom instead before Basement is unlocked on the 10th round. So a little bit of intel still being thrown in here. As Parallax are still going to be investigating Cash and CCTV. Still see a lot of attacking teams push those two rooms just to be able to get access to it. As you can see, we still have quite the setup here for the defenders.
Yeah, great drone placement looking at CCTV, and Shrine's coming in from behind over here on balcony. Let's see what he has planned. Not able to see anybody just yet, but throwing out a second drone, and Maverick utilizing his blowtorch. Unable to see anybody just yet. Still working their way into sight. But Jackal going to CCTV is a perfect operator in that sense because he's able to step out those footsteps and, you know, able to get a kill. But Bravo Dog, he's going to be the one to get the first blood taking out Jaeger. Not a lot of utility that's left for Jaeger, with the ADS is currently being placed out, but having that gun off the board is going to be vital.
I think someone's going to take a little bit of damage there from before, and yeah, down way over there. Way off the field as we see Hyper getting knocked out relatively early on in this round. They get aggressive and quite obviously failing in that quite drastically.
All right, Parallax Gaming once again getting the first blood and once again fighting from behind. 2 more wins, they can tie it up. DarkZero, you're going to want to refrain from having them get this 6th win, period. Once they do and they're up by 3, I mean, you can pretty much say, hey, that's it. But Parallax are not trying to give up just yet. Mint hiding behind the shield with a shotgun and SMG. Currently at the moment, he's sitting comfortably with Han Code as a support anchor. He's going to be looking through the evil eyes, zapping drones in. Let's get, oh no. Misses chance to go ahead and get that. Easy picks that player passed by that window. Bit of a slow time at the moment.
Yeah, I think Parallax are obviously still a little bit scared to try something here since they haven't really gotten great intel, I would have to guess, about what's going on the inside. This is a very claustrophobic site to push with high numbers still in the game.
Oh yeah.
Trying to play this 5v4, a lot of people are going to drop really quickly when we see Parallax's hand to get forced here in about 2 or 3 seconds.
I agree, and with traps currently being placed by Legion. As long as BC stays on the map as time goes by, this operator gets stronger with the goo mines that he's able to produce, and now the attack is going to happen with Blorn jumping through the window. Nyx knocks him down. Nyx gets the double kill, getting a headshot on Crime Magic. A Toxic Babe currently going out. BC on top of the board again with another kill. It's going to be a 4v2 with 5 seconds left to go. Shrines, good night. BC getting the double, leaving it up to Glamoji, and Glamoji is unable to make it happen. DarkZero with another win, winning their 6th round. This is going to be match point.
Match point as well to push DarkZero through into our final matchup of the evening. And send Parallax back to the beginning of the qualification bracket once again here. DarkZero looking great after the win there, and best of all, they can go back to the basement where they originally closed out at the beginning of this half. So just need to repeat that one more time, and they've got this map and this series ready to go. Parallax, unfortunately, just not able to catch any players in the early round that time, leaving us in a very, 9 players still alive when the execute happened. And as I was explaining before, unfortunately, that site's very claustrophobic in those situations. The lack of any sort of site control and any breach capability there throughout the round from Parallax didn't leave them any room at all to execute, and they got called pretty quickly, as you saw when they tried to push.
And just a reminder to those of you that are tuning in to this USN show, this is the rematch. Parallax Gaming, the Challenger League team. They knocked out DarkZero Esports on console, where they brought out Lion and they just ran wild. This team was like a Joker card. You didn't know what to expect from them. And they got the win, knocking DarkZero out. DarkZero, they've been struggling here at USN so far, falling to these lesser teams. They're tired of it. Han Code is cooled down a little bit, but still he's been an important piece of this team, this winning squad. He was 9-1 a few rounds ago, now 9-3, able to stay alive throughout the entirety of these rounds, and he's been useful, especially with the utility that he's brought to his team. But Shrines, he's going to bring out Dokkaebi for the first time in this game.
Oh,
that's a really... I'm going to steal that. Okay, man.
Man, that thing is hidden back there. It even looks like darker than it normally is in the corner there. That one's a nice one.
Oh, I'm definitely...
I want to see what you can see from that, too. Oh. I want to see him go on these cameras in a second, hopefully. Obviously, he knows what they look like. We don't. Now, don't worry about that drone. Just hit 5 real quick for us. Oh, no, he's going to take that one off.
It is showing us all the secrets right now. Keep bringing it.
It's probably like, take me off the camera, man. What are you doing? You're giving away my cams.
All right, let's go ahead and get it. Parallax. Listen, you have to be perfect. You can't lose no more. This could be it. DarkZero Esports. This is a best of 1. You win this round, and they move on. Parallax, you lose this, and I would say you go home, but you're already at home. You just turn off your PC with severe depression and try again next time. But Crime Magic, using a blowtorch, he's going to get popped, and he's going to lose a lot of health. And yeah, he's going to have to be careful. So, backing up, using a blowtorch from a distance, he's able to still work this hatch to open it up for his team. Under 2 minutes left to go now. Still, everybody left alive on the board.
Bravo Dog is droning in a little bit here. Should be able to get some good intel onto what's going on at blue. Lorna, meanwhile, we'll wait for the nade to get chucked out there. A little bounce from Glamoji, and away goes the hatch, or at least an attempt at the hatch, but this should stop. No, second grenade just to make sure that Claw is not going to be able to stop their breach attempt, so Memorial Hatch is going to get popped open. Glamoji, in the meanwhile, only has the breach charges as they've already gotten the kitchen hatch open. Actually, take a little bit of heat from that one, it looks like, by the blood splat. Didn't catch his HP before that, but either way, he's going to lose a little bit of it now. Mint still has a camera on the inside, so great intel onto the blue push right now, too.
Poor Hyper. Unable to see, he's moving slowly, gunfire. They're attempting to wallbang him, but he's still able to stay alive. He was prone for a second, able to dodge those shots, and with a kick nade, Shrines, oh no, unable to get that kill.
That's, yeah, where did that nade go? It looked like that was going to be right on point, but must have drifted a bit too far on the roll, so still stays alive. That's very unfortunate for Parallax. They've got to be frustrated with that one, because they'll see him once again. They'll be like, all right, why didn't this nade get him? But doesn't make the connection.
I have to say this for all the idiots in the chat that said Valley BC barely uses pulse. Look at him, Blue. What operator is he on?
He's on that pulse.
Exactly. Chat, I love you. But listen, you ain't going to win this argument, all right? I'm on the microphone. But Glomo able to get a headshot. It's going to be a 4v4. The nice refrag coming through.
Oh, this camera.
Yo, that's such a nice camera.
So
35
good.
seconds left to go. BC missing the nitro set. Rare occurrence. But Parallax are going to pick up the diffuser, and now it's crunch time. Oh, no, yeah, BC has eyes on all three of them.
Phone call's going to come in, so it will reveal BC's position along with everyone else, of course, but he shouldn't have too much to worry about. He's got a strong position ironed down right now, but he's going to push past it. They see the push coming in. They didn't realize that Hot and Cold was still sitting in the back on his smoke, however, over by the tunnel, so he's going to stop the first plant attempt. Hyper did end up going down. Bravo's now going to make the next plant attempt. It has to be confirmed this time, though. They're going to make a runaround on 90, try to stop it here. Oh, it did get stopped. They dropped him, so there you go. The timer is going to run out. DarkZero pick up the final point needed, and they will close out on this matchup, moving them forward into our final match of the night with a chance to qualify for the East Coast Conference qualifiers.
That was rough. I love Parallax Gaming, but DarkZero, they definitely turned up a notch and they kicked things up. Hot and Cold stayed hot throughout that entire match. And he was an unstoppable force, 11-3. Look at a rage quit coming in from the last person, unable to see the stats. But yeah, that's all she wrote. Parallax Gaming, they lost a rematch, and DarkZero Esports are victorious, and you couldn't have asked for a better performance from one team.
Absolutely not.
DarkZero? Yeah.
A little bit slow at the start, right?
Yeah, the first two rounds, they were slacking. I was worried. I was like, okay, can Parallax do this again? But then that was it. They kicked things up. They started playing as a complete unit. The team drone placements were perfect, and they came out victorious. And Hanko leading the way. Hyper, that was such a nice kill at the beginning. But yeah, the entire team from BC, Hanko, Hyper, Mint, Nyx, the 1v5 was the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah, Hot and Cold really making these huge changing plays as well, be able to push them forward and be able to come out on top. Like the one that we saw for me that we saw from Hot and Cold that really changed up around was that run around team. We'll probably see it here on the replay in just a second, but this is also great for Mint in the
slow motion, the Matrix. He just, I love it.
Appreciate our replay team here for slowing this down a little bit, because like I said, his crosshair placement as well was on point. He was surgical in the way that he was taking these guys. I think that was the only dirty kill we got from him, where he had to spray a little bit to get it. But there you go. I think that's 3 headshots, and I think this last one was a headshot too. No, it wasn't, but it almost was, right on the shoulder. Really great stuff from Mint in that clutch. BC also had this great double nitro cell kill. A lot of frag clip moments here from DarkZero throughout the game.
Yeah, I love the way Mint pretty much shimmied past the bullets en route to get that 5th and last kill. But yeah, Parallax, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? I would say challenging way too many 1v1 fights, and that being close enough to get the refrags and help